Okay, part two to our car history. So, my cat's down, running around. Uh, so where was I? I was at the Sienna. Drove the Sienna for a good amount of years. Then in 2009, my sister was going off to school, college, and we live in Illinois. Her school's in Mississippi. That's a long drive. So as much as we trusted our Sienna to get us down there safe and back, it was time for a new car, and my parents didn't. My parents, I'm just gonna say they 95% trusted that van because it had by the time that happened, it had over 100,000 miles. So it's like we trusted it, but not 100%. And it was time for a new car, something for new. So my parents were looking for a new car. So we were shopping around, going to different dealerships. My dad looking at a Porsche Cayenne 2006, too small. Then we looked at this Volvo X5. I want to say that's the name of the SUV X5. It's a nice car, but again, too small. You don't realize how much you need, how much room you need to take stuff to college until you actually have to do it. So you may be saying, "Oh, that's enough room." It wasn't. Those are too small for our needs. So one day, my dad parents went up to a dealership called Grossinger Autoplex, which was under the same company that we bought the Sienna from. We bought the Sienna from a Toyota dealership called Grossinger Toyota, and we bought the Odyssey. I just bought the car. So we went to this dealership called Grossinger Autoplex. It was a GM General Motors dealership, but they also had other cars and stuff like that. So my dad was looking, nothing really on the lot they want to see. So as soon as they were about to leave, my dad noticed a 2007 Honda Odyssey Touring on the lot. Went over there and looked at it. They just got it in because the back tires were uh, bald. Like it needed new tires, so and they didn't replace the tires yet because they just got it in. They detailed it, but then it replaced the tires yet. So we bought the blah. Bought. My dad looked at it, saw it had navigation, saw it had a DVD player, and him and my mom fell in love with it. They liked it. They needed, and it had enough room. They really didn't want to get another minivan, but at the end of the day, they had to because any other small SUV was too small, like I said, and a big SUV. I don't really think a big SUV will fit in our garage because we have a regular sized garage, but we actually have a shelf that's built off the wall. So our garage is the room that we actually have to park a car is less than most other garages will have. It's a regular sized garage, but that shelf being in there, and that shelf is about 5 feet long. Not that much. It's about 3 to 4 feet extending from the wall. So we have limited space. So when we go car shopping, either it's like, okay, we either got to get rid of this shelf or we can't get this car because we don't want to park any of our cars on the street for obvious reasons. And I'm sure you all could figure some of them out. Vandalism, storms, stuff like that. Branches fall from trees, damage your car and all that. And we have a garage, so why not use it? So, and gas prices were going up, so we didn't want to get nothing. That's around the time gas prices were plummeting. They were going up, so we really didn't want to get a big SUV that would drink gas. So, that was a perfect match. '09 Odyssey, '09. We bought it in '09. 2007 Odyssey touring 49,000 miles, I want to say. Yeah, 49,000 miles. Bought it and we loved it. So that was our new car. So next year, the next summer, 2010, we were out doing some grocery shopping. And I said, Dad, let's stop at this Volkswagen dealership and see what they have over there. Just looking, just to look. Not saying because I couldn't drive. My sisters weren't driving at the time, so I have my license now. But at that time, I didn't. So it was like we always just stop at a dealership just to look, just for fun. So we went over there and we saw this Rapid. It was a two-door Rapid, Golf Rapid, one of those. It was 2005 base, and we said, we I was my sister was about to go to driving school. The one that was about to go off to college, she was taking driving classes at the time. So it was like we could use a car. There's no need to have two vans. We could use a car. And at the time, our Sienna wasn't giving us problems, but it needed some things to be replaced. The driver's side window motor needed to be replaced. We had to get new tires all around. The tires were starting to go bald on it, and the battery cables, the cables that hooked to the battery, those need to be replaced. Yeah. So it needed its repairs, but nothing that was like major. Like we had to get this fixed right now. So after we saw the Rabbit, we went home. Then we looked on the website of the dealership. Then we saw a Jetta, 2005 Jetta base. Okay, we're gonna go in test drive it. My parents were like, okay, we could afford to get something we could afford to get a car. So we're gonna get something for a good price. And the Jetta would fit the description. In a car, we didn't need two vans anymore. So went in that same week and went in to test drive 2005 Jetta base, and my dad noticed on the lot a Passat 2007 Passat going for only not much more than a Jetta cost around the same area, but this one was a little more upscale. I think it had more miles than a Jetta. So had the leatherette seats, satellite radio, moon roof, Volkswagen's the little, I don't want to say push button, but you push the key in the car, in the ignition, it starts up. And it had the turbo, 2.5, wait, not 2.5, 2-liter turbo. 2.5 is what we have now. So it was a pretty decent car. So we test drove both, and at the end of the day, after being at that dealership for a couple of days, we decided, okay, well, actually, after we test drove the Passat, we realized, okay, this is what we need, and the Passat is bigger. So we said, okay, we need to get this car. So we were up in the air deciding, are we gonna just get this car and add it on to the Odyssey and the Sienna, or are we gonna trade the Sienna in and get this? So at the end of the day, we decided, after my parents decided, I'm acting like I bought the car. My parents decided that they were going to just trade the Sienna in, because like we didn't need two vans. And as much as we love that van, because that was our only car that we've ever owned that long, that gave us no problems at all. Like when I say the day we bought that van back in 2001 to the day we traded it in 2010, that van gave us no problems at all. And right when we were trading it in, like I said, some things need to be, I'm tripping over my words. Some things needed to be replaced, but nothing urgent. So it never gave us any problems. So in June of 2010, we traded the Sienna in, and that came to an end. And because of that van, we will always have respect for Toyota. So we bought the Passat. Drove that car, drove it, yada yada yada, drove it to Mississippi a couple of times. And 2012, we had the Passat for a year and a half. In the January of 2012, we went in to get an oil change. And before that, our dealership had been sending us specials about trade your car in and get this and that and yada yada. Come trade your car in and that's and that. So we didn't really pay much attention to it because we love the car, and my parents, as they the sooner they're able to pay off a car, the happier they are, and I'm sure everybody's like that. So we didn't really pay much attention to it. Then the finance guy there, we were friends with him, so he offered us a great deal. So we decided, okay, we're just gonna trade this car in. Had no intentions of trading it in when we went in there, but after talking to him, things happened. So we were originally gonna get a Tiguan, Then I don't know how we ended up getting the Jetta. I really don't know how. I want to say it was a temporary car while some things got worked out. I don't know how it went down to a Jetta, but who knows? My parents do, but I never really asked them because I was while they were in the office discussing all that business. I was out in the showroom just walking around. So yeah, what happened? Oh, so we went down and got a Jetta, 2012 Jetta, Volkswagen Jetta SE 2.5 brand. Actually, the day we bought it is the day, which is really weird, is the day it got blah. The day it got delivered to the dealership. So it was fresh off the truck. The same day we bought it was the same day it was delivered to the dealership. So that was a temporary car while some things got worked out. So we bought that car. Or lease. It's part of doing the lease program. So got the Jetta, loved it, great car. Drove it to Kentucky. I was in an internship, so we drove it down there. Great driving car, great gas mileage also. Excellent car, good for the price. I know some people saying, "Oh, the quality went down." It did, but along with the quality going down, the price went down. So can't really complain if the price is going down because most cars the price is going up. A car that's each generation the price is going down, that's pretty good. I just hope they don't Volkswagen doesn't set up to making crappy cars one day with the prices going down. So we bought that car, drove it, yada yada yada. July of 2012, we took the Odyssey in because it was having an issue. We thought it was gas, to get bad gas we put in the car, but at the end of the day, it ended up being a bad spark plug and the ignition coil went out. I'm tripping over my words right now. So we bought. Excuse me in this video. I'm tripping over my words and everything. So went to get the van serviced at the dealership, at a Honda dealership, because we didn't mess with that other place that we bought it from because they were about that bull. Anyway, went to get it serviced. Turns out bad spark plug and a bad ignition coil. No big deal. So there was there was a car salesman on the lot. My dad and I were looking at some new Odysseys just for leisure, waiting on the van to get done. And there was a deal. I swear, I may have to stop this video. There's a car salesman on the lot, and when I say he wouldn't let us leave without that van we have now, he wouldn't let us leave. Like, he made sure he was selling the car that day. So he did all that he can to sell us that car, sell us our van that we have now. So he with the KBB, Kelly Blue Book, on our van, even though the van wasn't paid off, they were offering us a good deal for it. So we looked at a 2012. You're probably saying, why didn't we get a Touring? It cost too damn much. That's why. I'm just gonna be straight out front. Trust me, we would love to get a Touring. And if you would love for us to have a Touring, we would be happy to buy you a plane ticket, fly you into Illinois, and you drive us to the dealership, or we drive you to the dealership, and you pay the money for a Touring. If you want us to have a Touring, we would be more than happy to accept the donations. We would be more than happy for you to pay our car note every month. Back on subject. We saw a 2012 Odyssey EXL with the navigation. That was our van. Ended up getting that van. Like I said, probably asking, why didn't we get a Touring? Damn it, it costs too much. And the Odyssey Touring, there were some features on our 07 that we didn't use much. And there were some features that were carried over. And there were some more features on the new one that we really liked. And let me tell you, it took our salesman a long time to convince us to get that van because we were really We loved our '07. We weren't really wanting to get rid of it, but he just kept talking deals to us. So I was like, okay. My parents just said, hey, why not? And plus, my parents liked the 2000, the new ones. So, but my dad, he loved the touring. He loved the '07, but he loves the new one. So that day we left that dealership with a 2012 Odyssey XL, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. Currently sitting out in the garage right now, where it spends most of its time. It's January. We've had the car since July. It still only has 2,000 miles on it. Remember that first video I made when it had 2,000 miles on it? It doesn't have much more now. That's how much that van is driven. Our Volkswagen is the daily driver. That van is more so special occasion. Well, actually both are, but that's more so when my sisters are home from school and when my dad just feels like driving it. Okay. In October 2012, I'm tired of talking. In October 2012, my parents went to the Volkswagen dealership just to see what they had, just for no reason. Like I said, we're doing a lease program on a Jetta, so we could trade it in anytime we wanted to and all that. And it was a part of the plan that we were going to bring the Jetta back around this time anyway. So if case somebody, I'm okay, I'll say that later. But my mom somehow went on the showroom floor, saw this 2013 Passat 2.5 SC in the maroon color, and fell in love with it. I don't know how she went from a Tiguan to a Passat, but she did, and she fell in love with it. And yeah, that's how we ended up with the Passat, and that's leased also. So yeah, that's the car we have now. 2012 Honda Odyssey XL and a 2013 Volkswagen Passat 2.5. And the Passat was a showroom vehicle. So I could literally say every time we watch it, it looks just like it did the day it rolled off the showroom floor because it was a showroom floor car. And that brings us to the end of this video. And I am so glad because I'm tired of talking. And I know somebody in this video may watch and say, oh my gosh, you all have a lot of cars, you all are rich and us and that. No, we aren't rich. And far from it. We just happen to schedule our oil changes for cars while they're having a sale. It's just weird. But no, not rich. The word is blessed by God. And if you go out and work hard as much, okay, I sound like I'm bragging. No, I'm not. Okay, I'm just gonna end this video off because I'm tired of talking. I'm just babbling on right now. So yeah. See you later, YouTube. God bless and have a good week. Pray for me.